Alright, so I know it's been a little bit since I've been posting some videos. I'm actually in in the fourth week, or going into the fourth week of school at AAU in San Francisco. I'm gonna try to do some of these late night vlogs. Well, not necessarily vlogs, but answering some of your guys' questions on world traveling, and then specifically living in Tokyo, because it's called Tokyo to LA, obviously. So let's get right into it. The best way to actually enjoy yourself overseas, whether it be you're a tourist, if you're a tourist, you have to act fast. If you're living there for quite some time, once you're settled in, your schedule permits, go ahead and get involved with what's going on outside of your living space. So I know for a fact, like for those of you who are foreigners and let's say you're there on like your company's visa, like you're specifically supposed to be working, you realistically don't have time to actually be going out and enjoying the country as itself. So you're gonna have to make a lot of sacrifices, hands down. Same thing when you travel. If you're traveling over there, you're on a time limit. You're not staying there forever. So you gotta make sacrifices. My best advice to you is to minimize your sleep. Try to get the most minimal amount of sleep that you need to benefit yourself throughout the day, to actually go outside and enjoy the host country that you're finally in. So I know for a lot of foreigners, they tend to be teachers or they work for the military while they're stationed in Japan, Tokyo areas, Sasebo areas, whatever you name it. If you're a foreigner and you're living in Japan, 9 times out of 10, like I said, flat out, you don't have time. So I highly recommend you got to change your schedule to allow yourself to be permitted that type of time. What I do recommend doing is a lot of us go through these phases where we're just like, man, I'm getting homesick. I wish things were this way as opposed to being this way. That's kind of the wrong attitude to go into to a new environment, because you're missing out on a lot. You have to find your niche. So like for me, I've always been into K1 kickboxing. So I knew worst case scenario, I'll just go join a kickboxing gym. The benefits are, you know, my skills in kickboxing is gonna get really good, and I might make some good friends there that can really teach me about the country. And that's exactly what happened. I went to a kickboxing gym. It's a 3-story glass gym in Yokohama called Eiwa. You can see it via the JR line. If you look to your right side as you're going to Yokohama, you'll see it. It says Eiwa. It's E-I-W-A. And there I made some really good friends who you'll come to find out in these type of locations, in these scenarios, you're gonna meet a lot of people that want to do a cultural exchange. And it's true what they say worldwide, how opposites attract. So use it to your benefit of your status of being a foreigner. Bring all your great attributes and, you know, be willing to share, talk about them, and do like a cultural exchange. Because believe me, one of the host nationalists can give you a better experience of Japan, whether it be good or bad. You're still experiencing Japan. Look at the glass is always half full, not half empty. But that's a good scenario to be in. You're making friends. You know, you're not feeling that homesick feeling anymore. So the more to better your opportunities in an environment like that is to just go out. If your thing is doing hair, then I would say try to find groups where, you know, the subject is the reason why you're meeting is doing hair. However, someone's always going to be there wanting to do some type of like exchange where they want to be your friend. They want to introduce you to their type of eating, their food. You could do the same thing as well too. Don't just take it all in. Have something to offer to the table. So I know for me, while I was there, the night scene, I was definitely involved a lot with late night clubbing, 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, you name it. I've done it. And then, man, it just, time is just so much to do in Japan, overseas in general. It just surprises me the amount of people that actually just sit back and they don't take advantage of it because they don't want to sacrifice something. But if anything you get from this video, it's definitely got to make your sacrifices. For me, specifically for Japan, once I went to the K1 gym, made some friends, we started going out to Tokyo a lot, and I saw what they were seeing in Tokyo as opposed to being just a normal traveler. So this is like why it's really important to make friends, learn the language. I wasn't even really thinking on learning the language because it was just too complicated until I find myself in a lot of scenarios where I'm asking my friends, hey, what did this girl say? Or, hey, what did this person say? Or I'm trying to order food, you know what I'm saying? Like, God forbid I'm ever stuck in a situation where I'm by myself, so I didn't want to keep living those scenarios. So I went ahead and, you know, I started studying the language. I would take, some days it was like 8 hours studying. I treated like how you would any other course, like the classes I'm in right now in school. If you're really serious about getting stuff done, you can get it done. So just be really goal-oriented, put yourself out there. I would say at the beginning, it might feel kind of weird, but that's good. If it's kind of like a dream. If your dream is not big enough, then it's not a big enough dream that you should be like pursuing it. It should be something that makes you feel uncomfortable. So if going out makes you feel uncomfortable, you should probably go out. You'll be surprised like what can happen. For Tokyo, there is just so much to see if you're with the right people. If you're with the right people in Japan, like it's just the sky is the limit. You can go on great snowboarding trips with your friends. You can go to underground clubs, literally clubs that are underground. You know, it's just so much to do there. So it really surprises me that a lot of people don't take advantage of it. It can get kind of scary, but there is kind of a risk factor as well too. I mean, it's life. You need to go out and enjoy your life. So if you get anything from this video, just make sure you're going out and you enjoy your life. I will actually be back in Japan next month during spring break. I make a lot of music and I do videos and short films. So I'm gonna be out there shooting, making music. You know, I made a lot of good connections while I was there. That's another thing too. Some of these connections are lifelong bonds, regardless of where you're living at in the world. So that's why I highly recommend go overseas. One, you know, be willing to put yourself out there and make friends and trade the culture. You know, be able to give something to society in order for you to get something out of society. You know, and definitely use your foreigner card. So you know, you got some leeway there. You're not a Japanese nationalist. You're from your host country. So you know, you can get in a little bit of trouble here and there, but not too much. All right. So if stuff does go bad, just hey, I didn't know. You know, you can drink in public, but that doesn't mean go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just be respectful. It's like the way how I put it. It's like Roppongi. Like if you treat Japan as a controlled chaos, you're gonna have a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? There's rules that you gotta abide by, but just try to have as much fun as you possibly can. Now, for you foreigners specifically out there, like I said, on a company visa, get your work done so that when you're finished with that stuff, you can just focus on living in your country to the best of what it has to offer. You don't have to worry about the back of your head, like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. You know, stay on top of your stuff, get all that stuff done. I made E5 relatively, like extremely fast when I was in the Navy. So I was able to get a house, get all this cool stuff and whatnot. But I knew I wanted to knock that stuff out first, just so I could really enjoy the country of Japan. And it was a really good decision because some of the situations I was in, like you just wouldn't believe it. That's why I have this YouTube channel. I got to get all these videos together and put it out there. So yeah, if you guys got any comments, questions, or concerns, post it down here in the comment section below. Please like this video. It does help out a lot. If you want to ask me some questions, hit me up on my Instagram. It's Tokyo Kid Vamp. Like I said, I'm going to Japan next month, so I'm going to be doing a lot of vlogging out there. I got to update my camera gear and whatnot, but that is about it. I'll see you guys later. Deuces.